Nakabenta ki khobor ke baman kasngi subscribe yo Antor News.
Kubleye pi baroh kini kilong ki khubor bam da kasngi. Katanat Public Health Engineering kalapalong ye kasngi kerpang jong ka jingkong san ye ka haga pyrthei kabalatip kum ka World Water Day ya kabalapalong hasusotham auditorium men haga arpo artrik ulber. Ya ka jingrakhi balapalong u konrad ke sangma ulalong u kongsan ban pli ye kati kasngi kerpang ka kabadan ha pyrthei. Ki belayadan lang ha kati ka jingrakhi ki kentup yu ma coming amban menteri katanat water resources but u menteri katanat PHE u Marquez sangma.
Mandi hasau ayom menterimi kine baroh yo isu babun kisah tang hadiatu togin sumah yang ibadang sa jejak yang ikan wan kapolda yang jadi mentah ipai pasang jauh kajelah cua pandang kaji korten kapor yang bangin
we will start off with this budget, and you will see tomorrow that there will be a large amount that we kept for a lot of the water projects. We have been able to mobilize externally aided projects, whether it is for catchment area protection, whether it is for eco-restoration projects, whether it is for natural resource management, or whether it is for creation of reservoirs. The amount runs into thousands of crores. I'm not talking of lakhs or few crores. I'm talking about thousands of crores. And that's the kind of focus that we have on water. And that's the reason why when the Honorable Minister mentioned this to me, I was very happy to be part of this project, this celebration today. And once again, I thank him. And I'm sure that with the kind of leadership that we have of our ministers and also the officials who are working in the different departments, I can assure you that a lot of exciting times are coming ahead. And I can see that Meghalaya is going to be showing the way to many other parts of the country in terms of how to ensure that we have a very robust policy plan and implementation on ensuring that we manage our water well. The different groups that we have created, you know that we have a village water and sanitation committee at every village. I think 6,000 such committees are there today. And hence, we are not just talking about government department and officials working. This entire infrastructure, the entire institutional setup, and this entire organizational setup, it goes down all the way to the village level. That's the kind of structure that has been created, and hence today, if you want to implement things, you can imagine that with a strong force of about 6,000 such committees at the village level, and with our team of officials, and with the dynamic ministers that we have, I'm sure that we will be able to see a huge difference in the water scenario in the state, which, as was mentioned earlier, is a very, very important aspect. We don't realize it today, but we are looking at, in the next 10 to 15 to 20 years, a huge water crisis in the country. In regards to the importance of today's program, and also the importance of water, and also the importance of how we need to plan for the future in order to ensure that we are able to adapt and we're able to augment and plan out for the future scenarios that in all probability we will face when it comes to the water crisis. The presentation that was given by Dr. Shakil Ahmed has been very, very detailed, and he has been able to connect all the different dots and present the past, the present and the future scenario to all of us to help us realize how important it is for us to plan things. In the presentation, I was noticing, and I'm sure all of you noticed, that we receive almost 63 billion cubic meters of rainfall every year. And out of these 63 billion cubic meters, roughly about 31 flows down to Bangladesh, and about 31 billion cubic meters flows down to Brahmaputra. And hence, we are at the end of the day left with about 1.5 to 2 billion cubic meters of water, which we end up utilizing for our different needs. And hence, as was mentioned, as a state and as the people of Meghalaya, we are indeed blessed that we are one of the few states that receives water abundantly, more than what we require. In fact, if you look at the whole requirement projections that are there for the next 50 years, Meghalaya can add 6% to the requirement of the entire nation. That's how much water we get. And therefore, the crux of the matter, the problem is really, at the end of the day, on how we manage things. And we have seen that in the last 50 years, we have, to some extent, not been as efficient as we should have been, or could have been, in order to ensure that we are able to manage the water that we are blessed with in a much more efficient manner. And that is the precise reason why we are all here today. And that's also precisely the reason why we are having and observing the World Water Day. It is also the reason why we are seeing all the different departments come together. Departments that are dealing with water. Because as was mentioned by Dr. Shakil, that we have many departments that are implementing different projects, programs, schemes. But at the end of the day, we end up being very scheme-based or scheme-oriented departments. And in the process of implementing schemes, in the process of ensuring that we are able to submit the utilization certificates on time, sometimes we lose track of the purpose or the final goal or objective that we are all here for. And hence I always, in many of my speeches, I tell our departments and officials that it is important to remind ourselves constantly of what is the actual purpose at the end of the day. I asked the departments of irrigation once. This is when I was a member of parliament. I asked them in a meeting, I was having a Drisha meeting, and I asked them that, how do you judge the success of the schemes that you're implementing? And the irrigation department officials told me, sir, by the length of the canals that we are constructing. That is how we are able to judge the success. And I told him, no, that's wrong. The way that you will judge the success of your work